This video was made by some curious man who traveled to Gettysburg, a site famous for ghost stories. They probably had no business in this part of the world. Nonetheless, they wanted to see if these stories about ghosts are real. So, what did they find?
Alright, we're here in Gettysburg, just before the 150th. Where should I stop?
Just pull off here.
Want to try to film something here?
Yeah.
They said there's activity here before, but... Alright, so we're going to sit here for a while.
They had heard there were paranormal activities in that region. So, it just made sense that they tried filming something. They decided to record for about half an hour before moving on.
Alright, we'll record for like maybe half an hour or so, and then we'll move our Devil's Den maybe after that.
Yeah, that'll be a good spot next.
And then we'll probably pick its charge.
Yeah.
About 20 minutes after their arrival, their camera caught something words can't really explain.
Holy crap! Down by the canyon, see that?
Oh, what is that?
If you take a close and careful look to the right, just close to an object that appears to be a seat, you will notice the movement of shadowy creatures which were quite in the form of miniature humans.
No way. What is that?
I have no friggin' idea.
Did you get that on the camera?
It's recording.
Oh my gosh, did you see that?
Initially, they weren't even sure they had this moment captured on camera. The shadow figure appears and then vanished over time. Well, they were actually successful with their expedition. That's clearly the only explanation for this moment. What do it is? Is this a shadow or something that cannot be explained? But at the end, you are judged to decide. Let us know. Our first case comes from TikTok user Isaac Sprom George, who has spent months painstakingly documenting relentless poltergeist activity inside his apartment and shed, capturing everything from doors unlatching on their own to disembodied voices and shadow figures. And what he's recorded has become some of the most compelling paranormal footage on the platform. Isaac has been experiencing automatically lights turning on, doors opening on their own, and hearing unexplained voices throughout his apartment for months. One night, he was recording a video, then record this.
I apologize for how I look right now. I was trying to record another video for you guys, and while I was trying to record it, this happened. I'm going to teach you how to live your life in just 3 easy steps. I swear to you, that bathroom light just turned on. I didn't turn it on.
After this, the lights also got turned off.
I'm not doing this shit today. Why don't you not?
He went to check and found nothing, but later heard something.
I swear I could hear thumping. I'm looking at my window right now. See if we can see anything.
This series of events is not stopping, and another he caught more when one night, while preparing to shower, he heard distinct noises coming from inside his bedroom. So he decided to leave his phone recording in the hallway, pointing directly at his bedroom door to capture whatever was making those sounds.
Just to show you, there's nobody in here. Okay. Just I'm home alone because, you know, I live alone. Would make a reason, would be sensible why I would live alone. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to set my camera up right there, and I'm gonna go hop in the shower. And I'm gonna leave y'all to it.
Before getting in the shower, Isaac walks through his apartment on camera, showing that he's completely alone. Emphasizing that nobody else is in the apartment, he positions his phone in the hallway aimed at his bedroom door and heads to the shower, leaving the camera recording whatever happens while he's defenseless and can't see what's going on.
All right. See you guys after my shower.
Nothing is happening. For the first few seconds, Isaac is occupied while the camera continues recording his bedroom door. And then, something starts happening that proves he's not alone in that apartment. While Isaac was singing, the camera captured it. You can watch the small gap beneath the bedroom door closely. The light inside the room suddenly clicks on, brightly illuminating the crack under the door. But it doesn't stay still, because you can clearly see a shadow shift across the light, as if something or someone is moving around inside that locked bedroom while Isaac is in the shower. Then the true horror begins, as the door handle slowly turns and unlatches completely on its own, and the door creaks open into the hallway, revealing the empty bedroom before the interior light clicks back on, and then plunges the room back into total darkness. And Isaac is still in the shower, singing, with no idea this is happening, just down the hall from him. But the most chilling detail that eagle-eyed viewers caught is what happens next. As the door stands open, if you listen very carefully, beneath the sound of the running water, you can hear heavy, rapid footsteps sprinting directly toward the camera, as if something ran out of that bedroom and stopped right at the threshold where the phone is recording. In another video, Isaac explains that the paranormal activity isn't just limited to his apartment, because he also has a shed in his backyard where disturbing things have been happening. Isaac decided to give viewers a tour of his property to show what else is on the land, and while walking around explaining what he wants to show them, he's interrupted by something that proves the activity never stops.
I figured that today I'd take you guys out and show you a little bit of my land. There's some pretty cool things here, to be perfectly honest with you. And I don't know, I just thought I'd show it to you guys. Instead of always bringing you guys something scary. It doesn't really ever seem to stop, does it? Show y'all this. Y'all hear it.
Mid-sentence while walking, Isaac suddenly stops and asks viewers if they can hear something, and he immediately states that nobody's inside the shed and it's locked.
First of all, nobody's in there. There's not a single person in there, and it's locked. Okay? This is 100% absolutely equivocably locked. Okay? Grab my, yeah. Just to prove to you I'm not lying. Because I know somebody ain't gonna believe me. Far out, dude. No cuts, no nothing.
To prove he's not lying to viewers, Isaac shows that the shed is absolutely locked with no possible way for anyone to get inside. He unlocks the shed and walks inside to show viewers there's absolutely nobody hiding in there. And while showing the space, he notices something disturbing about the creepy dolls his landlord keeps in there.
Oh, and to all of you asking about the dolls. Oh, I never noticed that one of them wasn't in packaging. Holy hell.
One of them isn't in its packaging anymore, even though he doesn't remember it being unwrapped. And when he touches something, he reacts, saying he doesn't know what he just felt. And he explains his landlord refuses to sell these dolls because she wants to keep them and give them to her kids.
Oh, I don't like touching that. I don't like what I felt. But, yeah. My landlord has said she does not want to sell them. She wants to keep them and give them to her kids. So, it is what it is. But, as y'all can see, there's nobody in here. I'm showing y'all around. Okay? Nowhere for anybody to hide. Okay? So,
while Isaac is inside the shed showing viewers around, more paranormal activity occurs. And his reaction is what's most telling because he says this happens so frequently now that it doesn't even bother him anymore, which shows how normalized this constant poltergeist activity has become in his daily life. He continued showing another shed and again heard something.
Check that out. And oh shoot. Hey, Senna. Keep that. Isn't that crazy?
He was just showing and talking about Ford and suddenly heard something.
I think that's a Ford from the 1930s, maybe? Possibly the 1920s, I'm not exactly sure. I'm really not sure. Please tell me I caught that. Please tell me I caught that.
He also said he heard some footsteps in the other shed. Was it the footsteps? What do you think? What is something he should be terrified? The activities are not stopping. Viewers had been warning him to be careful as entities can follow him anywhere. Our next case comes from UK TikToker Willow Hunter, whose account used to show daily vlogs until January 2025, when paranormal activity began escalating inside his apartment, starting with a door that opened entirely on its own. On January 23rd, Willow saw a door open by itself and grabbed his camera to test if it would happen again, so he asks out loud if a spirit is in the room with him and requests that it open the door. And right in front of his eyes, the door softly pushes open on its own.
a video just before. Well, I tried recording a video before and it didn't catch it on camera, but this fucking door just opened on its own. If there's anything or anyone in this room with me, open that door. What the fuck?
When he walks over to check, there's nobody there. Just an empty staircase leading down to his front door.
The actual foot. Right, look at that. There is definitely no one down there. Look. No one hiding behind the corner. What the fuck? See, it did it just before, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? And I just thought I'll get my camera out and see if it happens again.
2 weeks later, while clearing space on his computer, Willow discovers something bizarre in a photo he took of his only cat, Corey.
Just been looking through some pictures that I took of the house on my computer again. I was trying to clear up some space, like deleting pictures and stuff. But I've just have a look at this. Right, so we've got Corey up there, and I remember taking that picture because Corey was peeping her head around the corner. She didn't want to come downstairs. So that's Corey there. Who the fuck is that?
Everything seems normal at first. A cat peeking from the top of the stairs, which seems normal until he notices on the left side of the same photo.
I only have one cat. I've only got one cat, Corey. I don't have a second cat. Like, people aren't going to believe me. People are going to think I've got a second cat. But I don't, I promise.
He assures that he have only one, which means if that's Corey in the living room, what exactly is the cat-shaped figure peeking at him from the stairs? Thoroughly freaked out, Willow sets up a static camera in his kitchen to monitor the hallway door, and the footage captures the door opening and closing entirely. The door was opening and closing on its own, with no wind since it's indoors and nothing attached to it, and the movement isn't random but deliberate and eerie as it swings open and then shuts. By the activities after this starting to escalate, by February 16th, the activity becomes more physical. He posted security footage stating he got woken up by his cat, who was meowing really loud at 3 a.m. in the night. In the video, it can be seen the hallway door swings open on its own, and moments later, a skateboard propped against the wall suddenly slides to the ground. But the creepiest detail is watching Corey the cat right before the skateboard falls, because the cat is already staring intently at the door as if it knew something was standing right there. What makes this even more disturbing is that Willow's daughter was playing downstairs. She suddenly came running upstairs, terrified, telling him she saw someone in the kitchen, which validates what the camera has been capturing because children, like animals, are often more sensitive to paranormal presences than adults. Willow's cat stares at invisible presences before objects move, and his daughter runs upstairs terrified after seeing someone in the empty kitchen. Both children and animals are known to sense paranormal activity before adults notice anything. And in Willow's home, both are consistently detecting the same presence. Is this genuine poltergeist activity being validated by those most sensitive to it, or elaborate staging? Let us know what you think in the comments. Security camera footage was shared inside his house after experiencing strange activity, and camera capture shows a shadow figure that doesn't just appear and disappear, but actively moves through his home and interacts with objects. Everything seems normal at first, but after some time, a strange shadow starts forming in the darker area that looks different from normal shadows, and the shape doesn't match anything in the room that could cast it. Watch the left side of the frame carefully, as the shadow shifts and moves almost like something is walking just outside the camera's main view. But the shadow doesn't just appear and vanish, because moments later, an object on a table is suddenly thrown off with force, as if someone violently knocked it to the floor. The activity doesn't stop there because, shortly after, another object on the same table is thrown to the ground, proving this isn't a one-time occurrence but ongoing poltergeist behavior happening while he's filming. Then another disturbing moment happens when a chair suddenly pulls back from the table completely on its own with nobody near it, moving as if someone invisible just sat down or pulled it out to position themselves, and the shadow continues roaming through the background while these physical interactions are occurring. Viewers watching the video immediately notice the shadow before the man filming even realized what his camera captured, with one commenter asking if anyone else saw the shadow moving in the background. And after multiple people confirmed they saw it too, the man re-watched his own footage and finally saw exactly what everyone was pointing out. On September 18th, 2023, a group of friends met at someone's house to practice for an upcoming dance recital, and they spent the evening recording themselves dancing and perfecting their choreography. But later that night, while playing a game, they captured paranormal activity escalating around them in real time. A few hours after dance practice, the friends decided to play a game where you can only move when the lights are off and have to freeze when the lights come back on.
Middle, down.
Okay, I'll do the...
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a 90s dance.
Let's do it. You can only move when the lights are off. You can't move when the lights are on.
Trying to reach the other person in 5 moves. And they're recording themselves playing this already creepy game when something genuinely paranormal starts happening.
You have 5 moves to get to me. Are you ready? Oh, okay. Oh, all right. You have 5 moves to get to me. Oh.
What?
Oh my
Turn
god.
the light on.
Sorry.
While they're playing, with the lights flickering on and off, a loud thump suddenly interrupts the game, And when they turn the lights back on, they discover a heavy crystal cube has fallen from a shelf where it was sitting securely. And one of the girls named Casey points out how heavy the cube is and questions how it could have fallen on its own when it was positioned safely.
Something fell, right?
Yeah, it was sitting right here. Was it?
And it just fell off? Okay.
Fell? That's how this flew off. There's no way
It
this
was here?
fell. Feel how heavy this
I
is.
don't know.
Yes, it was sitting right here. Did you touch that?
No, she didn't touch it.
No. That's, I don't know. Maybe it was like... Wait. What?
While they're still trying to understand why the crystal cube fell, one of them notices something even more disturbing and asks why the ceiling lamp is moving. And everyone looks up to see the lamp swinging back and forth on its own with nobody near it and no breeze that could cause it.
Maybe it was like... Wait. What? Was that
Why
already
is that?
moving?
Oh my god! You guys.
Before they can process the lamp moving, a shelf door suddenly pops open completely on its own right in front of them. And at this point, the girls are genuinely terrified because objects are now moving and opening throughout the room.
That was... Okay. So,
What?
the cabinet. Was
Oh my
it...
god.
Oh my god. What is...
Wait, I'm really scared.
Then, right before the video ends, another loud thump is heard that immediately silences everyone because they recognize that sound. It's the same crystal cube falling again. Except this time, Casey notes that given how far it landed from the shelf, it looks like it was thrown or flung with force rather than simply falling. The escalation is what makes this disturbing. First, a heavy crystal cube falls from a secure position during their game. Then, while they're discussing it, the ceiling lamp starts swinging. Then a shelf door pops open, and finally, the same crystal cube falls or is thrown a second time with enough force to land far from where it was placed. All happening within minutes while they're filming. A group of friends playing a lights on, lights off game when objects start falling. Lamps swing on their own, doors pop open, and a heavy crystal cube is thrown twice. They haven't posted follow-up videos explaining what happened that night. What do you think they captured? Let us know in the comments.